Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into something pretty fascinating today. It's called The Gift of Wisdom.
Yeah, and interestingly, it used to be called the Manual for Teachers.
Right, and the structure is, well, it's set up with 12 sections, one for each month. Each month digs into a different aspect of wisdom with these sort of daily entries.
hmm And the core idea here, the premise really, is that it assumes you've already spent some time with the material in steps to authenticity.
So it's not just about thinking about a soul-based life.
Exactly. It's about actually living it. And, well, the text says helping others get there too, moving from just personal insight to, a wider connection.
Okay, here's where it gets really unique, I think. The text suggests that your own soul, or it calls it God, will actually communicate as you
Yeah, directly informing your mind.
through these daily affirmations, right? On specific topics, all aimed at getting this deeper feel for love.
It really highlights that difference, doesn't it, between knowing you have a soul intellectually and actually knowing you are one.
That's a big shift from just possessing something to it being your actual
A
identity.
huge shift. And it implies that wisdom isn't something you just grab from outside. It comes up from within when your mind aligns with that deeper self.
So less learning facts, more tapping in.
Yeah, tapping into what's already there, essentially, an
Yeah.
inherent understanding.
Which brings us nicely to September. The theme is togetherness.
Mm-hmm. And the text defines it really clearly. It's the direct opposite of separation.
It's all about unity, and it stresses that this unity has to start right here, inside,
Ah,
with your body and soul being in sync.
not feeling like two separate things pulling different ways.
Right, and from there.
Well, that feeling, that togetherness, it ripples out and includes everyone, people who feel connected, people who are, still working on it, even what it terms untethered souls.
Wow, that's really inclusive.
Very. It's about how we're all fundamentally interconnected.
So it really pushes this we're all in this together vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Which, goes against the ego's instinct to create divisions, that whole us versus them thing.
It's cooperative, not competitive. Like you said, that internal alignment leads to external cooperation.
Exactly. Like a rowing team, everyone pulling the same way. And the text gives pointers on what this looks like in practice.
Like what?
Well, focusing on the positive, seeing everyone as a work in progress, on their own journey.
Instead of just seeing mistakes.
Right. And honesty. Honesty is presented as really fundamental to being in that state of togetherness.
Okay, so let's talk practicalities. How do you actually use the gift of wisdom?
It's pretty straightforward. Once you've worked through steps to authenticity, you just start on the current date within the September section.
So you don't have to start on September 1st if it's, say, mid-September.
Nope, just jump right in.
Yeah.
And the idea is by engaging with these monthly themes and the daily bits consistently for a year, and then maybe doing it again.
It cultivates wisdom.
Yeah, it cultivates wisdom, it helps quiet the mind's constant chatter.
Gets it more aligned with the soul's perspective.
That's the goal, retraining your thinking, moving away from just ego reactions.
Okay, let's dive into some of these September affirmations then. See how this togetherness idea unfolds. The first one, September 1st, says, togetherness includes separateness.
Yeah, that sounds a bit contradictory at first, doesn't it?
A little. How does that work?
Well, I think the insight is that unity doesn't mean erasing individuality. Think of a mosaic.
Okay.
It's made of distinct tiles, right? Different colors, different shapes, but together they make the whole picture.
So our individual uniqueness adds to the whole. It doesn't take away from the togetherness.
Exactly. It enriches it. It's about seeing both the individual and the collective.
Got it. Then September 2nd hits hard. Separateness is the crux of the problem here.
This really drives home that feeling disconnected, isolated is, well, a root cause of our difficulty.
Yeah, you can see that. Conflict often seems to start from feeling fundamentally different or cut off.
Whether it's between people or groups or even just inside ourselves, that feeling of separation is pointed to as a major source of trouble.
This is September 3rd. Separateness dictates that someone is somewhere you are not. That feels very physical, very limited.
It is. When you're only seeing through the lens of separateness, connection is just about physical proximity, isn't it? If they're not here, they're completely disconnected from you.
But September 4th offers the balance. Togetherness acknowledges that someone is somewhere you are not. But there is another acknowledgement of sameness.
Ah, see? That's the shift.
So it sees the physical distance, but also sees the underlying connection.
Precisely. It moves beyond just where bodies are. It acknowledges we're individuals in different places, sure, but it emphasizes the shared stuff, the human experience, that core soul essence the text talks about.
Okay. And September 5th builds on that. Even those who speak different languages have commonality in togetherness and not being the other.
That's such a powerful point. Language can be a barrier, obviously. It can create divides.
Yeah.
But this is saying there's a deeper shared humanity that goes beyond words, a common ground that makes the idea of otherness less absolute when you're coming from togetherness.
Like shared feelings, joy, sadness, those are universal.
Exactly. Things that resonate regardless of the language you speak.
And September 6th just wraps that up beautifully. Togetherness is the way love sees the world and all of its people and cultures.
It really connects togetherness to that expansive, compassionate viewpoint. Love, in that big sense, naturally looks for connection, for understanding.
So togetherness is like love in action, applied love.
That's a good way to put it. A perspective that embraces all the diversity but still sees the unity underneath.
Then the next couple, September 7th and 8th, they focus on the downside of separation again. Separateness puts everything in distinct categories, and separateness puts everyone in distinct categories.
Right, our tendency to box things up.
And people too.
Yeah, and this highlights how that mindset leads to oversimplifying things, maybe harmful generalizations. We put people or ideas in neat little boxes.
And miss the complexity,
Yeah.
the connections.
Exactly, like trying to sort a whole library just by fiction or nonfiction. You miss all the nuances, all the specific stories inside.
So the alternative comes next, September 9th and 10th. Togetherness eschews strict categorization, and togetherness eschews all arbitrary boundaries.
It encourages looking beyond the labels, the divisions we create or inherit.
A more fluid view.
Yes, more holistic, seeing how things are interconnected, less rigidly defined than we usually think. Seeing the spectrum, not just the isolated points.
September 11th brings in something really important. Seeing the humanness and soulness of the stranger is what togetherness promotes.
This is key, isn't it? Because it pushes us beyond our comfort zone, beyond just connecting with people we know.
Challenges that natural reserve with strangers.
It does. It encourages recognizing that shared experience, that inherent worth, that soulness, as it says, even in someone you've never met, looking past the surface.
And building on that, September 12th. Being a stranger is never a permanent problem when togetherness is in charge. That sounds quite hopeful.
It suggests that this underlying sense of unity can bridge that gap of unfamiliarity. If you approach people from a place of togetherness, the stranger label starts to fade.
The potential for connection is more obvious.
Much more, like having a shared view that goes beyond the initial, maybe awkward first meeting.
The next three, 13th, 14th, 15th, are pretty direct. I will help you to be together in unity with everyone. You can feel togetherness with anyone, and you can feel togetherness with everyone.
Wow, yeah, those are strong statements about our potential.
Our capacity for connection.
Our inherent capacity. It suggests this feeling isn't really limited by who you're with or the circumstances. It's something you can cultivate and experience universally.
The potential is always there.
Just waiting to be accessed, it seems.
Then September 16th and 17th clarify the relationship. Togetherness always leads to unity, and togetherness is a precursor to unity.
Okay, so togetherness is the groundwork.
The foundation for that deeper state of unity.
Makes sense. Togetherness, that active practice of seeing the connections, lays the foundation. It's the consistent effort that fosters the feeling of oneness.
Like preparing the soil before you plant the seed.
That's a perfect analogy. Togetherness creates the right conditions for unity to actually grow.
September 18th gives us that really striking image. Separation builds walls, and togetherness disintegrates them.
Very vivid, isn't it? Separation creates barriers inside us, between us, isolating us, limiting understanding.
And togetherness just melts them away.
Acts like a solvent, yeah. Breaking down those walls, allowing more flow, more connection.
Now, September 19th and 20th go deep into empathy. There isn't anything someone could tell you that you won't understand on some level thanks to togetherness. And there isn't anything someone could do that you won't understand on some level thanks to togetherness.
Those are pretty profound claims.
Suggests a really deep level of understanding is possible.
It does. It suggests that by tapping into that shared humanity, that interconnectedness, we can find some level of understanding, even for things that seem totally alien or incomprehensible at first.
Like tapping into a shared well of human experience.
Something like that, yeah. A deeper resonance.
Okay, then the next few days, 21st to 23rd, tackle a big blocker, judgment. Judgment and condemnation prevent togetherness.
Mhm.
Judgment and condemnation block my free expression. And judgment and condemnation are part of the ego's belief in separation.
This is so crucial because judgment automatically creates distance, right? It creates an other.
Reinforces that separation.
Exactly. And it also creates barriers inside us, blocks our own authentic expression.
Yeah?
And yeah, the ego loves to judge, compare, feel superior. It fuels that separation.
So the antidote from September 24th.
Yeah.
Non-judgment and acceptance of all is a crucial aspect of togetherness.
Simple, but not easy.
No kidding. But essential for togetherness.
Mhm.
Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with everything, does it?
No, not condoning. It's more about approaching everyone and everything with an open heart and open mind, recognizing the worth, the journey.
That non-judgmental stance is key.
Absolutely fundamental for genuine togetherness.
And the next two, 25th and 26th, suggest it's learned and taught. I teach you togetherness through my acceptance of you, and I teach you togetherness through my non-judgment of you.
Ah, so experiencing it helps us embody it.
Like a positive feedback loop.
Yeah, exactly. Feeling accepted makes us more likely to accept others, which then ripples out and builds more togetherness.
September 27th just repeats the order. First comes togetherness, and then comes unity.
Reinforcing that foundational idea again. Unity isn't force, it grows from togetherness.
It arises organically from that conscious effort.
That seeing connection everywhere.
Then 28th and 29th are incredibly expansive. There is nothing you can't accept and understand through togetherness, and nothing is off limits, out of bounds, through togetherness.
Wow, that's limitless potential, really.
For understanding, for empathy.
Yeah. It suggests that by really embracing togetherness, we open ourselves way up. We can understand so much more about ourselves, others, the world. It's like taking the blinkers off.
Removing those self-imposed limits on our understanding.
Exactly.
And finally, September 30th ties it all together, connecting the outer practice to inner growth. When you practice the gift of togetherness towards others, it will help you merge with me.
That brings us right back to that core idea, doesn't it? Knowing you are your soul.
So how we treat others affects our own inner connection.
Beautifully put. Our external actions and our internal state are deeply linked. Practicing togetherness aligns us with our soul's nature, love, unity.
Which makes that inner merging, that self-realization, easier.
That seems to be the message.
Okay, so wrapping up this look at September in the gift of wisdom, the main thrust is definitely this idea of togetherness.
Yeah, as the essential path towards unity, a way of seeing beyond separation.
And these daily affirmations, they might seem simple.
But they're presented as this gentle but powerful way to kind of rewire our minds, shift our habits away from separation thinking.
Towards that more soul-centered view of connection.
Right, towards knowing we're all connected.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If you consciously tried to bring this feeling, this practice of togetherness, into your everyday interactions, how might that actually change things?
How might it shift your own understanding of connection, your sense of self in the world?
Yeah. And the practical takeaway seems to be about cultivating non-judgment and acceptance.
Yeah, that seems key. Really seeing that shared humanness, that shared soulness in everyone, not just conceptually, but as a practice.
Which leads to a final thought to maybe chew on.
Go for it.
Okay, so is seeing that humanness and that soulness in everyone, even total strangers, is the peak expression of togetherness. What might actually shift, in your life, in your perception, if you really committed to practicing that, not just for a month like the text suggests, but like continuously as a way of being? What new kinds of understanding, what new forms of unity might actually start to emerge if you consistently looked at the world and everyone in it through that lens?
Yeah, that's definitely something to reflect on. What would change? A really provocative question to end on. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the gift of wisdom and this fascinating idea of togetherness. I hope you'll keep exploring these ideas. See you next time.